Hello everyone, it's Giancarlo Ostetto here, our head of office in Lexidy in Italy, and today I'm speaking to you from our beautiful Barcelona office, our headquarters of Lexidy, and we'll be talking about citizenship by descent, by marriage, and by residence. I'll also be answering your questions, what you most asked on the internet, so we can give you a better idea if you are eligible for any of those types of citizenship or not. Would like to introduce you to some of the benefits of being an Italian citizen. It's not like in the US, for example, where if you are a citizen, you'll be tax liable for your whole life only for being a citizen. So don't worry about that for the start. If you have Italian citizenship, you'll be an European citizen and you have all of the benefits connected to holding this second passport, which means you have freedom of movement in the European Union. You'll be able to live and work wherever you decide, and you also have visa-free entrance for a whole lot of countries. Those are the minor benefits. We are also talking about quality of life. We're also talking about having a great cuisine, a great culture, ancient history, and being part of a very good community, which is the European Union. So as I have already told you about some of the benefits of being an Italian citizenship, you might be asking, how do I become one? You can become an Italian citizen either by requesting your recognition of citizenship by descent, and that's a very special possibility because Italy does not impose any generational limit for you to request the recognition of it. It can be your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, or even a further relative. There is a bit of a requirement and tricky situation on the timeline of the Italian state constitution. So, Italy, for this purpose, was born in 1861, and at other different times depending on the specific region. So, whether your relative was born in Italy or exited Italy after the constitution of the Italian kingdom, you can be eligible for Italian citizenship. In the case you don't have an Italian descendants, so you don't have any relatives that were Italian born or have Italian citizenship, some people ask us, can I get Italian citizenship by my son or daughter or my child? Or can I get Italian citizenship if I was born in Italy? Well, fortunately for the first option, it's a straight no. You cannot become a citizen if you have an Italian son or daughter. So if you were born in Italy from foreign parents, that means that you will not acquire immediately Italian citizenship. You will therefore have your parents' citizenship. And if you studied in Italy during your first 18 years of age, once you become a major of age, you can request to be naturalized as an Italian. That will be a different process, some other requirements to apply, but it is a possibility and it happens a lot in Italy, as we are a country that have a lot of immigrants, and when they have children in Italy, they become Italian citizens at the end. As we spoke about who's born in Italy, talking about acquiring Italian citizenship by marriage is another very related topic. So we need to divide two moments in Italian history. Up to 1987, who married an Italian citizen automatically was granted with Italian citizenship. And the process of recognition is very simple. You just have to send your marriage certificate to the consulate or to the town hall and request a simple recognition. It's quick, fast, and it's very chill in terms of gathering documents for it. Whether you married after 1987, you will not be requesting Italian citizenship anymore. You will be requesting naturalization by marriage. For that, some requirements apply, and the main ones are a minimum time of marriage, which is 3 years if you are living outside of Italy, 2 years if you are living in Italy, and those times are cut by half if you have a child in common with your spouse. Aside from that, you will have to make an Italian B1 test and pass on it, and you have to wait the administration times for processing this kind of practice, which can be up to 4 years. After that, you will be receiving Italian naturalization. Other topic that we might discuss here, and which a lot of you have doubts on, is citizenship by residence. That means if you are a resident in Italy for a certain amount of time, you can be naturalized as an Italian citizen as well. For non-European citizens, that time is of continuous residence from at least 10 years. You will have to prove that to the Italian government. You will also have to know Italian in a basic level, having an A2 Italian certificate. And otherwise, if you hold any European country citizenship and are currently living in Italy for more than 4 years, you can also request Italian citizenship by naturalization. We've been talking about Italian citizenship, either by descent or by naturalization, but I would like to focus on the required documents for Italian citizenship by descent at this point, as this might be the case for most of you, and it's the more complex documents together. So when we are speaking about the documents required and the type process, basically what you have to prove is that you have Italian descendancy. How do you prove it? The Italian government requires you to present them with all of the births, marriage, and death certificates of all of your straight bloodline up to the point you arrive to your Italian ancestor. Those documents are usually gathered in the country of origin of you and your ancestors, and we can eventually support you with the Italian certificates in Italy. Point to be taken is that this is only one set of the document required. The other document required will be proof that your ancestor, the Italian born, never naturalized a US, a UK, a foreign citizen in their country of residence. And also that none of your Italian ascendants never renounced Italian citizenship in the first place. It's very uncommon to happen, so you don't need to worry about it that much. The naturalization, though, can be either a non-naturalization, meaning that your Italian ancestor never naturalized as a citizen of a foreign state, and you have a certificate from that foreign government proving that there is no records showing that he ever naturalized, or they could have naturalized and have become citizens of the foreign state. You might still hold rights to Italian citizenship if their child were born for denaturalization. So, as I already explained you about the documents required for citizenship by descent, I would like to talk to you about differences in how it's processed before the Italian government. And we mainly have two ways of doing it. One is an administrative way, and the second is a court case, a judicial way. For the administrative way, you can process it either through the consulate, the Italian consulate of your local residence, or you can process it directly in Italy, choosing to become an Italian resident and living here while the process is ongoing. For the second, either you have one mandatory way where your citizenship case will fall under the maternal bloodline. As we speak it, it will be mandatory to get a court case to recognize your citizenship, or you can get it because your consulate of reference is usually taking more than the allowed legal time for them to complete the Italian citizenship practices, which are by now 2 years. So, a quick recap on the time frame for each of those types of recognition. If you apply before your local consulate, they have 2 years to end the practice. If you apply in Italy, the municipality of reference has 6 months to end the practice. Whether you apply for a court case, it will depend a lot on the local tribunal and the local court that will decide upon your process. It can range from 6 months up to 2 years or more, depending on the local court. After that, you have an administrative procedure that will also depend on the town hall and municipality. That can take up from 30 days to up to 720 days, depending on their workload and their capabilities of transcribing your certificates and doing the final steps on your process. So they can release your identity card and you can have full rights of an Italian citizenship granted. Now that I explained the process, I want to give you guys some tips for success on your applications for Italian citizenship by descendancy. And those are mainly related to the documents themselves and how they must be presented to the Italian public authorities. If you are applying in a consulate or in a town hall in Italy, the documents must be apostilled and translated by a sworn translator into Italian language. Those certificates must be matching the predecessor certificate in the sense that you will have no discrepancies on the names, the dates, or other important information regarding your ancestors. Having a well-rounded document and set of documents will lead you to success and will easily reviewed by the Italian public authorities on their case. So let's jump into the frequently asked questions, the questions you guys have been asking on the internet about Italian citizenship. First, and one of the most common ones are, if I need to speak Italian to have Italian citizenship. Well, it depends. If you are requesting Italian citizenship by descendancy, there is no such obligation. If you are requesting Italian citizenship by naturalization, yes, you will have to speak Italian, not a very well-rounded Italian, but you will have to pass an Italian B1 test if you are applying for citizenship by marriage, or you have to pass an Italian A2 test if you are applying for citizenship by residence. Those are still very low levels of Italian language, and they can be learned in between 6 to 1 year. Another very common question that we receive is if you can acquire Italian citizenship by acquiring real estate property in Italy. Well, unfortunately not. Italy doesn't have a program like golden visas where you can have citizenship by purchasing a property. At least not yet. Once Italy releases it, we'll be the first to let you know. Other question that we usually receive is if Italy allows for triple citizenship. Italy allows for multiple citizenships, most of them relating to how have you acquired them. For example, Italy will let you keep citizenships that you previously had and when you request for Italian naturalization. If you were requesting Italian citizenship by descent, for example, you will keep all of your other citizenships. It very much depends on the other countries where you have your other citizenships, if they will allow you to acquire a second or third citizenship as well. So guys, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video and that it brought useful information to you. Please, if you liked it, give a like to the video, subscribe to our channel, and if you find that you might have the possibility of being an Italian citizenship, you'll find more information on our website. You'll find the link down below, and you can then get in touch with us through that link.
Originally, we had planned to try this entire process by ourselves. We initially looked at the costs and thought, is it really worth it? We talked to Giancarlo from Lexidy, and his demeanor and personality made us go with Lexidy.
The best part of my transition to Sicily has been working with Lexidy. I was treated with respect, genuine courtesy, knowledge, and honesty.
Over the years, I have spoken to many immigration lawyers, some more clear and helpful than others. Our journey with Lexidy started with outstanding professionalism. The team answered all of our questions fully.